We all know about the Villain's Land eventually coming to Magic Kingdom, as that park makes way via getting rid of the rivers of America and paving it over with cars. Well, apparently that's not where the connection ends. It would seem that Disney has decided to add another Villains attraction, but this time in a different park, and curiously, they didn't announce it at D23. Let's talk about that here on That Park Place. Hello, VashSky here, filling in for Jonas J. Campbell, our investigative reporter here at That Park Place. Well, I am VashSky, the theme park extraordinaire on That Park Place, and I was talking about it with Jonas, and we were like, well, listen, we can go ahead and record a video separate for this topic, or actually, we recorded a video already with our friends from around the That Park Place network, including Marvin and Lorena, and getting their insights into this amazing story. And it was like, well, we might as well share it with the audience, because I think it's a great discussion, and it covers a lot of the ground that we were going to cover with many perspectives than we could provide ourselves. So let's go ahead and run that footage for you and get right into the story. Via Scott Gustin, a new Disney Villains live production is coming to Sunset Showcase at Disney's Hollywood Studios in summer of 2025. To make way for a new show, Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy will close on October 7th. How big of a loss that is. But hey,
I forgot they did this. I forgot they were doing
forgot about it too. I didn't
I have to be
there anymore.
I only remember that it's there when I'm waiting for someone to get off of Rock and Roller Coaster. So
that makes a lot of sense here. Per Scott Goosen here, Sunset Showcase will transform into a magic mirror, and the show, quote, will feature appearances by dozens of the most infamous evildoers, with fiendish foes Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, and Maleficent, each breaking through the glass to take the stage in live production numbers.
Real glass, Crimea River. Sorry, that was a wrestling reference.
That's not bad. It's not bad. It looks like they were going to be live performers, which is good. I think Hollywood Studios benefits greatly from live performers, live shows, and so forth. That was, I think, one of the things that was a little bit disappointing about Racing Academy is that it's just literally Lightning McQueen up there doing, I don't know, virtual racing is a little, I don't know if that concept ever really truly worked 100%, but this looks intriguing. Scott Goosen was also quick to point out here also too, October 7th will be the last day of operation for Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. The park is open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. on October 7th. Also too, it takes about 15 minutes to drive from Disney's Hollywood Studios to Magic Kingdom. That's, I think, an important detail as well. Maybe Lightning McQueen gets its
you don't belong
usage.
there, McQueen. You don't belong.
I thought I told you to stay out of here, butthead.
Hey, McFly.
Exactly.
Armchair Gamer just brought up in the chat. He says this and Fantasmic, it's two villain shows right next to each other on Sunset Boulevard. That's also where the villain store used to be on Sunset Boulevard. So
right, villains in vogue.
Where
right?
the villains are.
Yeah, replaced it with Pixar merch.
I know. I hate
Yeah,
that.
they would make too much sense for this actually Sunset Boulevard as a villain's land and the Hollywood Tower of Terror being right there. I mean, that's not exactly. I'm not suggesting they should retheme Tower of Terror, because someone at Disney is going to, oh yes, we should tear that down too. Yes, because they're currently contemplating. Well, they are going to fill in the rivers of America with concrete right now to build a villain's land. So nothing is off the table at this point. But thinking of that specifically, Fantasmic has a very significant villain segment. That's the whole point of the show there. Whether it's the Snake or Maleficent or whatever, that's it's supposed to be the villains taking over. And now they're doing a villain's land and a villain show. And well, I don't want to say they're getting rid of Lightning McQueen, because obviously he's also getting his own land over there. But it seems that there's some shifting here of the demographics. Villains makes a lot more sense in Hollywood Studios to me at this point. In fact, why isn't Villains Land going in at Hollywood Studios?
Yeah.
Good
Because Jonas, that's not what the park's about. It's a salute to all cinema, but mostly Star Wars.
I mean, you're not wrong. In fact, I think they would do better if they put the same amount of work that they put into Star Wars Land into a Villains Land. I think that would sell itself a lot easier than Star Wars land at this point because they're landlocked essentially into the sequel trilogy here. But with Villains Land, I mean, it's one of these things where the possibilities are kind of endless because there are 100 years of Disney villains that you could stick into that land, as opposed to, spurts of about 6 years of Star Wars,
Right.
Off and on, that you can put into the Star Wars land.
I like that the magic mirror seems to be kind of front and center in this, and that he's kind of the focal point. I do like the magic mirror.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen the stage production of Wicked?
Yes.
That to me,
Not.
Yeah, I have.
There's a
Multiple
mechanical wizard that this very much reminds me of here. That they might have the magic mirror come out and do some speaking to the audience as if he's on like a mechanical arm or something like that. I don't know.
It's going to be a screen.
Well, yeah, that would be easier, which is probably what they'll do after the first one breaks, of course.
People,
go ahead.
Well, people in the chat have been asking, where is Dr. Facilier? And that is a good question, because I see a lot of villains represented here. Mm-hmm. I see tons of stuff if you look at deep into the concept art, but no Dr. Facilier. He's also been minimized at Oogie Boogie Bash. Maybe Mickey's Not So Scary as well. I haven't kept up on that. Maybe Lorena, you can tell me more. If Dr. Facilier is featured there.
Dr. Facilier is featured in the stage show, villain stage show for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Yes.
Yeah. Well, he used to be.
They couldn't cut him out of the Hocus Pocus show because he's such an integral part of it.
Is he?
He is. He has one whole segment of that show is dedicated to him because he sings Friends on the Other Side in it.
I see.
He does it, and then Oogie Boogie sings the Oogie Boogie song, and then everybody else is kind of a cameo.
It's so funny to think about the silos there within the park, because they didn't put Facilier into the Splash Mountain refit into Tiana's Bayou Adventure because they felt like his depiction of voodoo. It's not what they say. It's not because voodoo offends Christians. Christians don't have a problem, ostensibly, not in any major way, with Dr. Facilier, because guess what? He's a villain. And portraying voodoo as something that the villain uses, most Christians wouldn't have an issue with that. They're not wanting to offend voodoo practitioners with Dr. Facilier on the ride.
Right.
Well, you have to pay extra for your voodoo. You got to go to Mickey's Not So Scary in order to see your voodoo there.
That's right. Except that, of course, Mama Odie is a voodoo priestess.
No, she's a Bayou fairy godmother. Didn't you know?
That's right. That's the one, Marvin. They just did a little rebranding right there. You don't even notice.
Right. With that,
I'm trying to figure out.
She's quite literally Black Girl magic for them.
I'm trying to identify who all the villains are here. You got Hook, you got Maleficent, Jafar, and who's that on the very top? Is that Yzma?
That's the
the very very top above the magic.
Yes. That's Emperor's New Groove.
I couldn't tell if that was Yzma or if it was Ka. But then, and the one next to the mirror, you've got the Queen of Hearts, you got Scar, you got Ursula, Cruella, and Hades. So, okay. They better all be in the show. If Yzma's in the show, that's going to be pretty cool.
And, it's also interesting because the Magic Mirror is not really a villain. He's just kind of there, but he seems kind of villainous.
It's an accessory to villainy.
It's accessorized to villainy. But you know what? I ruined that joke, but you know who doesn't ruin jokes? Our good friend Lou Wasserman's ghost.
Well, I try not to. Here's a key for you in future. Don't tell the punchline first.
Yeah.
But as far as the magic mirror, talking about who's fair being a villain, to every blue-haired, multi-ringed Wookiee he is, because not you.
Yeah.
Wherever the bright light of beauty is, this is the hive of scum and villainy it's furthest from. Your face.
Well, I'll also add here, this would be so perfect for that area where Star Wars landed. I know they're not going to get rid of Star Wars Land. It's just not happening at this point. It would be too much of a black mark here.
Hey,
but it does kind of look like Star Wars Land, doesn't it?
The Galactic Star Cruiser. Bad service, nasty attitude, overpriced. If that ain't villainy, what is? Truly.
And I haven't got to have you on a panel recently, Lou. I hope you're doing well.
You know, the spirit is willing, but the bod has been undergoing some renovation. adding pixie dust for your enjoyment.
I was going to say, pardon our pixie dust here.
Exactly.
Is there anything else that we need to say about this villain show and where this villain's land should go before we move on to Harry Potter?
Have you covered the blooming onion yet?
Are they putting in a blooming onion? Did they confirm there would be dining packages with this one?
It'll be a healthy blooming kale. Sure sign of villainy.
Now there's villainy right there.
Well, they're growing a lot of it on the front wall there of the land pavilion. So, hey, you could put the vegetables in the show without a greenhouse.
There you go.
Come along.
This has to be a response, though, to maybe HHM, but also to some stuff going on there at Epic Universe, because this literally follows that. It's interesting how this wasn't.
Everything's a Johnny-come-lately 2-bit. We knew it was coming all those years ago. Therefore, we sat on our butts and waited.
It's weird.
It was going to be a hit.
You just had D23. You'd think you'd debut something like this there. They did not. But right after the Ministry of Magic news drops, well, now we get this. Very, very interesting.
Well, it's better than a bus wrap. So there's that.
There is
that. No, the bus wrap workers of America are going to picket your house, Jonas.
That was a highlight from That Park Place, an extra Magic Hours edition of the show. I thought there were some very interesting points brought up there. And again, it's something that we couldn't really replicate on our own. Hopefully you liked that. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of a highlight from a special show that we did. And we really want to know what your thoughts on the story were. Would a village attraction coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios, of all places, actually get you to visit that park? Are you excited for Villains Land eventually coming to the Magic Kingdom? And is it worth, I don't know, paving over rivers of America? I don't personally believe so. I think both can coexist, but hey, who knows? This is the modern Walt Disney Company. And what about the villains actually featured? Were you happy with the set? Would you like some that may have been omitted, like Dr. Facilier, to be added to this mix here? And are you sad about the racing attraction going away? I think that's a very interesting discussion to have as well. Go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please like this video. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.